Hey there. Welcome to the first episode of the Keep It Wild podcast. This is a podcast about everything and anything, everything that interests us: dogs, outdoors, trail running, mountain biking, health. In this time of the COVID-19, we're taking some time to talk to a lot of people who are our friends, experts, specialists, and we're going to be broadcasting it live. Well, maybe not so live, online for everybody to enjoy. Say hi, Pacha. This is Pacha over here. Be my co-anchor for the Keep It Wild podcast. And so it'll be a mix of English and Tagalog. Guests will be both Filipino and people from abroad who we know. And we're going to talk about a lot of different topics: filmmaking, outdoor photography, many different things, health. So our first episode today, we're talking to Doc Bok. He's a trail runner. He's joined the Cordillera Mountain Ultra 3 times. He's done mostly the Cordillera Mountain Run, the 21-kilometer route, and of course the vertical kilometer. Really fast guy, and also a really good doctor. He's in a new field of medicine, which is actually like an old field, which is functional medicine, and basically gives some tips on how to build ourselves up for during this time of COVID-19. Our discussion is about a lot of different things. He's also my cousin, just putting it out there. You can follow him on Instagram. Follow all of the tips that he puts out. Doc Bok on Instagram. Doc, D-O-K dot B-O-K. That's Doc Bok on Instagram. And I'll leave it there for our first episode. You'll see and hear our discussion with Doc Bok. Enjoy and hope it informs you. All right, so we're here tonight with Dr. Rico David, functional medicine practitioner, also trail runner, and frisbee person from Pampanga. He's joined the CMU 3 times, na ba?
3 times.
Three times. He's done the vertical kilometer. I think once or twice, always doing really well in the 21-kilometer race. And I think today we're consulting with him on his specialty, which is functional medicine. And this is basically, I'll let him explain what functional medicine is. Okay. Bok?
Let me introduce myself first. So most people know me as Bok. Yeah. So they call me Doc Bok. Rico is my real name. So but people never call me Rico. Okay. So functional medicine is a practice of medicine that deals with the root cause of the disease. Okay. If we tend to see most doctors nowadays are mostly treating symptoms. Okay.
So basically, it's like end of pipe versus treating it before it becomes a problem. Parang ganun.
Exactly. Actually, we have a term like we're trying to treat it upstream more than downstream.
Okay.
So parang kung ang problema nandoon sa taas ng tubig, so dapat doon mo siya pigilan. Hindi yung effect niya doon sa dulo ng stream. Okay? So that's how we deal with it. So not all people have the same root cause. Sometimes they have the same disease, but they have different root causes. So there are tools that we use to come up with a diagnosis, but most especially we really interview the patient before coming up with a final diagnosis. And sometimes not one diagnosis will be revealed. Sometimes it's an overlapping of signs and symptoms of the body.
Okay, so ito ba yung parang you also go into, like you could go into their households, look into their kitchens, look at what they're eating. Is that part of this whole process? Or like you go through their whole day, like what do you do today when you wake up in the morning? how's your life during the whole week? Is that part of
Well,
functional medicine?
that's the best approach kasi kailangan mo talagang kilalanin yung tao. Eh, no? So, yeah, from the household, from what they are eating, what time they sleep, the stressors, relationships, and then even current and past situations. Kunyari, even birth history, prenatal history.
Oh wow, so all
Kailangan
the
mo
way
siya
back, no? To that
all the way
point.
back kasi you need to really put the puzzle together para magkaroon ka ng buong picture ng tao. Kasi what's happening now is we usually experience 5 to 10-minute consults. So, kunyari, masakit ito, may nararamdaman akong ganito, and then we bypass the long history taking. So we just give symptomatic approach treatment, medicine for headache, we give painkillers. We for gut problems like spasms or bloating, we give
Right.
medicine for that also, no? Antibiotics for infections, like what's happening now. We're trying to look for an anti-infective for coronavirus. However, it's not easy to deal with that. Okay, so we tend to really integrate everything in healing the body. Okay,
Right. So it's a whole parang usually when you go into a doctor's office, the doctor takes 5-10 minutes, asks you a few questions, and then prescribe masakit ulo mo, paracetamol or whatever, no? Parang you're treating the symptoms of the disease but not really the root cause.
Yes. So let's say, for example, headache, no? Okay. Doctors will just prescribe paracetamol or any strong painkiller. Pero kung titignan mo, you can ask about how's your hydration? How's your sleep? Is your relationship with your spouse okay? So, maraming pwedeng reason for headache. It's the same also with hypertension, with diabetes, and with other diseases. Kasi hindi tayo pare-parehas. Genetically, we have our own genetic makeup, no? From our parents, from grandparents, and so hindi tayo pare-parehas ng tolerance to certain food, or kunyari yung iba kaya mag-handle ng high stress, yung iba hindi. Yung iba kahit di matulog, they're fine. Why, di ba? So we always look into these things kasi iba-iba talaga tayo. So even in diet, one food may not be okay with another person. Kunyari, sa'yo okay tomatoes or mga soy products. For me, it could cause me allergies.
Right.
So we need to personalize everything when it comes to functional medicine. Not again, we listen more to the patient than we just dictate what they need to do. Kasi it's a partnership. Kasi the patient would be the best doctor for himself.
So your consults take much longer time. Hindi 10 minutes yung consults nyo. They could be 2 hours.
Okay.
I don't know.
Kasi in my practice, I still do the conventional thing. Kasi acute care.
Right.
So my practice is generally looking into mga infections pa rin, ganun. So, pero when I see a problem, let's say recurrent yung ear infection or yung sinusitis ng isang tao, then that's the time I open up the idea. Sasabihin ko ganito, there's a pattern. I think you're not really getting well with my approach right now. So, why not we talk this down for about 2 or sometimes 3 hours? Pero ako, 2 hours is too much. It's really stressful also for me and for the patient. So, pero umaabot kami 2 hours. So, kapag binigyan niya ako ng go signal na gawin namin to, then we will schedule it. Ganun siya. Hindi
just to be clear, no, this is real like doctor stuff. You're not parang hindi to parang quack doctor. Kuminsan kasi yan ang isipin ng mga tao pagka functional medicine, or when they hear things like this, parang they think, oh, you're not a real doctor. But doc.
Yes.
Doc is actually a real doctor.
I'm an MD, okay, medical doctor. So, ang ano lang dito, pinagkaiba lang. Actually, we still use medicine, pero we use it very wisely.
Right.
Before I use a prescription to my patient, I will always look into natural approach before I will, let's say for an antibiotic, kung nyari, meron infection yung patient, of course we will use an antibiotic right away. Pero we always educate them the side effect of what they're taking. Kasi
Right.
what's happening now is before, even before na nalaman ko yung functional medicine, I prescribe it like candy. We don't we don't really look into the side effect as it can happen. Again, it can happen to anyone. Okay? So hindi ibig sabihin nagkaroon ng side effect yung isang tao, hindi rin magkakaroon yung ibang tao. You
Okay.
have to be very careful pag ganun. So especially with antibiotics.
So, I mean, now we're actually in a interesting time for the world where everybody's in quarantine. Essentially, the whole world is under quarantine right now because of the coronavirus. And as a functional medicine doctor, you deal more with, I would say, lifestyle. No, it's all about parang what you eat, what you do, how stressed you are with work or at home. It's a more holistic way of looking at things. And being also a trail runner, you've been out there. You exercise a lot. You're out in the mountains. You're hiking a lot. Also, I see you hiking a lot and climbing. And so maybe you can give a few. We can start off on what exactly can we do as outdoor people, as athletes, to, I don't know if we can really avoid the coronavirus. No, at this point, I think everybody's probably going to get infected at some
I believe
point.
it.
No, what we can do is actually minimize the effects on our own bodies, and I'm seeing all sorts of people. Yung nanay ko, biglang nag-exercise. I've never seen her exercise in my life.
Oh.
So, suddenly she's out in the sunlight, no? Parang everybody's starting to see na parang, oh, we have to change our lifestyle because we've lived this unhealthy life. And you being this functional medicine doctor are, you're right there with the tools to tell people what you can do and what you can change in your lifestyle in order to maximize your chances against the virus, maximize your immune system and everything. So
Yes, actually I like the word that you used na yung we need to um, do this for maybe while we are under quarantine. Okay, maraming tao, even my mom and my friends are taking care of themselves more than before.
yeah,
Okay?
di ba? Parang lahat ng tao, gulay, exercise,
Yes.
sunlight.
It's nice to see that kasi to be honest, coronavirus is an acute infection. However, to minimize the effect in our body, we really need to have a very strong foundation. Kunyari, yes, okay. I'll give you 5 pillars of functional medicine, and it's really basic. First one, of course, is nutrition. Okay, we can talk about this each isa-isa
Right. Okay.
para makafocus tayo. So we have nutrition, we have movement or exercise, sleep, relaxation, and stress reduction. Okay, so yung 5 pillars na yon, if you take good care of those, you'll be resilient. Okay. Yes, we are still in the mindset right now. The whole world is in the mindset na gusto natin makuha agad yung vaccine or makuha yung
Cure,
antiviral
yeah.
cure. There might be a cure after 12 to 18 months. And they're actually using older drugs na to
Yeah,
target
I saw they were
coronavirus.
using malaria drugs and
Mhm.
there was something else I forgot. But there
Yeah,
are two
they're
types of
using
drugs. Yeah.
2 types of drugs right now. Pero yun nga, again, you have to be very careful with this. Kasi when people hear it sa media, they will just buy it and tend to take it even without the
Exactly.
information.
Parang yung brother ko si Iko, he was telling me in the States that there were a couple of people who actually died kasi they started taking hydrochloroquine or
Yes,
yung malaria
that's
drug
the drug.
because they thought it would protect them from the virus. Pero na-overdose sila and then of course they died.
Yeah, may
So,
side effects kasi yan. Usually, dalawa. Pero yung isa sa heart. Okay, you can have
okay.
like arrhythmias or some other heart problems. And the other one is blindness. Pero I asked my colleagues naman, hindi daw mangyayari yon basta-basta. Pero
Right.
again, you
I
don't
used to,
know.
I used to take this drug
Which
before.
one?
Hydrochloroquine.
Okay.
Kasi it's anti-malaria, di ba? I used to do a lot of field work in parang
Yes.
malaria infected areas, and you take it as parang prophylaxis once a week yata or something like that.
Yes.
Tama
And
ba?
that's okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
okay.
like a tablet this big, and then you take it once a week, just as a prophylaxis against malaria. So there was a time, maybe 10, 15 years ago when I used to take it. I used to work up in the mountain province in Kalinga, and they used to have some malaria cases. So I had like a bag of it as as that, but of course not for COVID-19. So
yeah.
Yun
nga eh. The problem is we are actually in the parang mindset na we will have this cure. Pero I'll be honest, even if we have the cure or the vaccine, it doesn't guarantee cure. Okay. Again, it's about the body and the virus. So if your body is very strong, you can have the disease and just fight it by yourself, no? Without taking any vaccines or antibiotics. To be honest, maraming antivirals na available. Let's say for HIV, for hepatitis, for even influenza, the common flu.
Right.
Pero hindi sila talaga effective for my experience. Okay? Kasi even in our clinical practice guidelines, let's say the antiviral acyclovir, which is used for viral encephalopathy, yes, we will give it kasi na yun brain infection na yan. Pero to be honest, we don't know what we are really expecting kung anong makukuha nating result dun sa pag-take ng gamot.
So parang carpet bomb siya. You're
you just take chances again.
Right.
Pero if I'm gonna take a chance, it would be my own immune system. So, yung 5 pillars na yun will take care of your immune system. Okay, so if you're eating properly, if you're sleeping well, okay, if you are moving, not too much, again, especially in this time of like, we have a virus lurking around in nature. So, kasi if you're stressing the body too much, you're losing a lot of nutrients.
Right,
okay.
right.
So we can deal with that. We can talk about it more in detail.
Yeah. So parang training din siya, no? Like when I'm like seriously training for a race, usually I eat good food, maaga ako natutulog, I get enough rest. Parang tinatry ko hindi ako ma-stress. In fact, last year, training for the Dragon's Back, I went to Sagada for a training camp na parang 1 week I was there, walang stress, walang anything. I run in the morning, tulog after lunch, tapos kain. Parang you're building up the body, di ba? That's the whole thing about training, yeah.
Ang mga athletes, they are more knowledgeable about taking care of themselves. Kasi alam nila especially if long-term athletes na. Kasi they know when they get injured, when they push too much, and then
nararamdaman mo na sa katawan mo, no? Na parang, sinisipon na ako. Tama na muna.
and we're also using this mga tracking device. I mean, mga pang-monitor ng heart rate, mga zones, ganyan. So, it's the same as with dealing with infection. Ako hindi nga lang coronavirus yung dapat natin iniisip dito kasi marami pa rin infection na gumagala. In fact, ang coronavirus is once you get it, you can have another infection from the environment. Kasi
that's right.
Technically, your lungs will be very weak. And then other bacteria or other viruses can enter also. And technically, you have a bacteria soup in your lungs. So that kills people. No? Yun ang problema. So again, kung may antiviral, if you give the antiviral for coronavirus, it will kill the coronavirus. However, paano kung meron pang ibang infection? Now you have to take more of these other antibiotics.
Antibacterials, yeah. Okay.
So the downside is if you're taking too much antibiotics, we're also killing the normal flora in our gut, in our lungs, in our nose, eyes, skin, which
is
also
also
protect us
important.
from
Yeah.
Oh, it's very important. Actually, yun yung isa sa mga pinaka-importante na kailangan meron tayo. We need to have that layer of good bacteria in all wet areas of the body. Let's say eyes. Diba? Kung napansin nyo, ang coronavirus, nag-a-attach siya sa mga wet surfaces. Diba? Sabi, protect your eyes. Nakamask tayo. Hand washing. Kasi once it attaches to that wet surface or the wet mucosa, pwede na siyang mag-penetrate sa cell and replicate and then go deeper into the lungs. So, if you have a lot of bacteria in those areas, the chances of the coronavirus to get inside your cell is less. Okay? Kasi this good bacteria will fight off the virus itself. Okay? Madedetect din nila yan. So, that's the benefit of not taking too much antibiotics sa buong buhay mo. Kasi there are people na parang tinake na lang yan. Yeah.
Right.
Parang, ano tawag dito?
may fever ako, antibiotics.
Yeah. And this is sad, okay? Kasi, in my experience, no, alam naman lahat ng doctors yon na we are very careful about antibiotics. But you know what? We noticed it's more that the patient are convincing us doctors to give them antibiotics.
Okay.
Gets mo? Kasi they need to, parang pumunta sila sa'yo,
para makakuha ng antibiotics. Parang ganun.
And they believe na yun din na makakatulong sa kanila. So, ngayon, ang doctor, pagod na. Sige, we'll just write the prescription para lang umalis na yung patient.
Right. Okay.
Baka
magalit sa'yo yung mga ibang doctors yan.
No. It's the patient.
It's
the patient's fault. It's not the doctor's fault. Okay. So, I also want to educate the patients or people listening in this webinar na sana, they listen more to the doctors. Kasi we are really taking very much parang caution about using it.
Okay.
But the problem is medyo mas pinipilit kami. Okay. And
so let's talk about nutrition, no? So that's probably the most basic thing we can talk about in basically combating and increasing our resistance to infection. So what would you recommend for people who want to increase their immune system for nutrition against this coronavirus?
Okay. Sa functional medicine kasi it's very basic. Actually, ang tao alam na niya kung anong dapat niyang kainin at alam din niya yung hindi niya dapat kainin. Okay. Lately, marami tayong available na fast foods, kasi life is busier nowadays, so we are in a rush to eat. Makalipas lang ng oras para lang, alam mo na, may laman ng tiyan. Ang problema, if we do it every day.
Right.
Okay? I'm not against any junk food or what, pero ang problema is nga, we are making this food, processed foods, or sugar, or any other products na hindi talaga nutritious, na nagiging staple.
Right. Siya na yung main food natin, no? So, bubble tea every day. Parang so,
yes, actually, medyo yun yung isang problema talaga ngayon with teenagers and other millennials. Kasi, well, it's full of sugar. Okay. So, now, if you're gonna assess a person's diet in a day, how much or how many times did they eat junk
food,
or the whole foods? Okay. So if you see an 80-20, let's say 80% of their diet is coming from the junk food in general, they shouldn't be called junk food kasi they're not food at all, they're just junk. Okay, if they're eating junk 80% in a day and then 20% whole foods, anong expect mo na mangyari sa katawan ng tao? Wala, di ba? You are not properly nourished. You're getting calories, but you're not getting the nutrients.
Right.
Okay. Calories is a measurement of energy. Okay. So let's compare it. 1,000 calories of sugar is different from 1,000 calories of broccoli.
Right.
Diba? So am I making any sense here?
Right. Right.
So we use calories in training kasi we count yung binuburn natin. That's okay. Pero if you're not actually dealing with any like calorie burning in a day, why would we need more calories? Okay. So basic advice is to take or eat the rainbow colors in our whole foods. Not Skittles, not, again, whole foods, no? Not M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, kasi not fruit juices na mga powdered, ganyan. Okay, whole foods, which is coming from the nature, no? Mga plants. Especially, okay, vegetables. Okay. We always hear fruits and vegetables. However, fruit is also sugar. If we eat too much of fruit, we will also get that sugar in our blood and raise our insulin, and that weakens the immune system. So it's also a problem. So we need to eat more of the vegetables and few of the fruits. Kasi
So
dito mo
kailangan balance, sort of more of a
balance.
balanced,
Yes.
Balanced diet generally,
Hindi natin masasabing 50-50 kasi sabihin natin, oh, I eat 50% food. I mean fruit in a day and 50% vegetable. I think we need to lessen the fruit intake. Okay. I really love to follow the 80-20 rule. Do you know that?
No, I don't know this. So, no.
They have, parang it's a law of nature, yung 80-20. So, again, we cannot 100% make it kung kakain ka talaga ng ano. But yeah, there are people na who can do 100% healthy lifestyle. Pero that's not really achievable. So,
right. Kailangan mo na cheat day, no? So you need like 1 or 2 days a week that you can actually cheat and eat what you really want.
Yeah, what you really want, just to satisfy your cravings. Pero you have to be aware na, yun nga, you need to follow a certain number na mas marami yung whole foods than the not real foods. Okay?
Right. So dito rin pumapasok yung parang food is like when I parang 2 years, 2017, I turned vegetarian at home. I eat meat outside, no? And generally, I found that I recover faster from training and hindi ako masyadong sore. And I read somewhere that it's more about parang because all the food that I've been eating, the whole food is cleaner, it's anti-inflammatory. So generally, my body's not as inflamed as it normally would be. So when I actually inflame it when I'm in training, the body can deal with it faster rather than pag parang inflame na yung katawan ko because I'm eating a lot of junk, parang mas nahihirapan yung katawan ko, di ba? To sort of fix it when there's a problem.
Yes. Ang ano kasi dyan, inflammation is, we need inflammation, pero not too much. Everything should be in balance. So, yes, tama ka. Ang mga plant-based foods are really anti-inflammatory. So, if you're taking more of the phytonutrients from these foods, which is coming from the plant, you will really lessen the inflammation of the body quickly compared to eating processed meat or yun nga, pwedeng mga grain-fed meats like kunyari chickens na pinrasa sila sa. Okay, I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, just to so you are also aware and the audience. Pero I tend to look for quality meats. Kasi if we just take in like kunyari mga grain-fed cows or grain-fed pigs and chickens, yung mga pinapakain lang, fino-force feed, no, para tumaba, tas kinukulong. They are also inflammatory. Kasi what are they eating? They're also being fattened by these companies para bumigat and they can sell it, di ba? So,
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, what would you recommend? Like, what kinds of food would you recommend now for for people who are concerned about their health, essentially.
Okay. So, itong time na to kailangan talaga, no? You go to the local market. Yun talaga yung best, nyo. Again, each place in...
So, palengke, no? Hindi parang...
Palengke,
kasi grocery, palengke.
Grocery is also okay. But you try to, parang avoid what's in the center of grocery. Kasi yung nasa center, yan yung mga, non-perishable.
That's right. That's right. Correct.
Di ba? Sa side yung mga perishables, yung meat, vegetables, eggs, nandyan sa side.
That's a good tip, ano? Parang if you're in a grocery, dun ka sa gilid, sa sides ng grocery, okay.
Yeah. Pero sometimes may side din na puro chips. So, ingat lang tayo.
Yeah.
Pero again, so, iba-iba kasi setup natin ngayon, no? So, lahat tayo na-quarantine. So, we don't know if other products are really going to Metro Manila or other parts of the country. Actually, wala nang fish ngayon. Kasi, I mean, yung sea fishes. Kasi walang fisherman na ina-allow daw mangisda. So,
okay.
Meron tayong mga farmed fishes. Well, pwede na. Pero again, farmed they're also inflamed, no? Kasi they're eating pellets or feeds na may antibiotics, blah, blah, blah. So, my basic rule is, to me and my patients, is just lots of colorful vegetables, whatever you see in the market.
Mix and match the colors, essentially.
Yes. Ang studies na nilabas nila, kasi ito yung dalawang parang question. Is it okay if I eat just a lot, maraming green color? Or anong mas okay ba yung may green, yellow, red, orange, pero konti-konti? Ang lumabas, mas maraming nakuhang phytonutrients yung iba-ibang color kesa dun sa sobrang daming green. So, the key is to
variety.
Yeah, variety. Small amounts.
Nature, no? Biodiversity is important.
Yes. Actually, totoo yun. Kasi even our gut, yung mga bacteria dyan, diverse din yan. Iba-iba rin lahi yung mga yan. Iba-ibang klaseng mikrobyo yan. So, we need a community inside our gut. The vegetables that we eat actually feeds the gut bacteria. So, yun yung isa pang doon. Hindi lang siya phytonutrient. We are actually also feeding our pets or microorganisms, the good ones in our body. So if we eat too much sugar, we feed the bad bacteria. So yun yung dumadami. Pero if we eat vegetables, okay, little fruits, lots of fiber.
So the variety of your food also makes your gut bacteria more diverse, basically. So kung kunwari, 10 klaseng pagkain yung kinakain mo, 10 klaseng gut bacteria yung pinapakain mo sa tiyan mo.
Hindi. Parang ganon, pero hindi lang yan 10. It's more than...
Of course. Yeah.
Pero parang ganon yung relationship nila, tama ka. So, yun ang sekreto. Again, we don't need to eat lots of vegetables naman. Kasi people think na kailangan maraming servings. Yes, that's good. Pero kung nahihirapan tayong kumain ng... Kasi hindi tayo lahat... Especially
may access.
May access. And hindi rin tayo lahat are used to digesting this parang hard fiber. Kasi
Yes. Mahirap din, no? Mahirap.
If you're transitioning from eating, let's say, a soft food, and then you suddenly transitioned into this naturally high-fiber vegetables, baka magkaroon ka talaga ng mga ibang signs, bloating, mga ganon, or indigestion. And it's really possible. Pero, again, you need to just do it slowly, listen to your body, and then if may problema, then maybe back off ng konti. You have to transition very, very careful also. Kasi pag binilisan mo, you'll get symptoms na hindi mo rin gusto.
So parang training din talaga, no? So if you're like training your body, slow and building it up, slowly getting into that, allowing your gut bacteria to change, to adapt to that, no? To parang, so like going into the bacteria, so what types of food, or like how can you actually grow that gut bacteria? I know, like I eat yogurt. I eat a lot of yogurt, Yakult. So parang anong natin dyan?
Pwedeng option, okay.
Yeah.
Kasi yan bigyan ko konting idea muna. Pag people who were born natural okay, sa birth canal, hindi cesarean, no? They get the first bacteria from the birth canal. Okay, that's their first inoculation of bacteria. The baby will swallow it, go into their lungs, goes into their skin, sa gut. Kasi um, ngayon maraming problema, puro cesarean, di ba? Sometimes
Okay.
we want to, kasi syempre, it's an emergency. Oh, that's understandable. Pero may mga ibang tao would just don't wanna experience the normal pain.
Schedule na lang nila, di ba? Parang ganun.
Yeah, pati birthday gusto
Pati
sakto dun
birthday.
sa day. So, and there are downsides. So, doon pa lang, upon birth, you are actually inoculating those bacteria. And those bacteria will stay inside our gut up until we grow old.
Unless
Okay,
patayin natin ng antibiotics.
exactly. Okay. Maraming ngayon na bata, yun nga, nagkakaroon ng simpleng sipon, flu, no? Antibiotics agad. Well, again, doctors, ano yan, kailangan talaga tignan mabuti ng doctor. Again, I use antibiotics, lalo na kung talagang kailangan. Siyempre, di mo naman pwedeng hayaan dumami yung bacteria din sa ear ng patient or sa eye ng patient, di ba? Pero you have to be very careful. And also, use probiotics together with this antibiotics so that the probiotics will protect also the gut. Okay, that's the first. Okay. Now, growing up, if we are eating colorful vegetables, kung ang bata pa lang, pinapakain na ng parents ng mga real food, yung first bacteria na nakuha sa birth canal, dadami lalo. Tapos magiging diverse sila throughout the years.
Right, because of the vegetables that you eat.
Yes.
Dirt galing sa lupa pag naglalaro.
Exactly. Oh, di totoo yan. Kasi may mga bacteria din doon. They call it spores, no? Parang mga bacillus yung mga galing sa lupa. Pero yes, kung pagsama-samahin mo lahat yon, it strengthens the immune system. Okay.
Right.
Siyempre plus doon yung breastfeeding, gano'n. Kasi ang nangyari ngayon, puro na-cesarean na nga, tapos milk formula. Tapos upon growing up, nagkakasakit yung mga yan, infection, gamit antibiotic. Tapos ang ginagawa pa nila, pinapakain sugar, cereals.
Sugar, right. Yeah.
Okay? So, bread.
So parang you're really parang kulang na nga yung bacteria, hindi mo pa dinadagdagan, hindi mo pa pinapakain and all of that.
Hindi mo pa inalagaan.
Right.
So, yun ang nangyayari. So, doon we get an idea na of what can happen in the person sa future nila. Okay? So, pwede mo pa rin siyang palitan. Okay. The good news is, kunyari, too late na. Okay, now we have COVID-19 and we want to, again, protect our gut. Nangyari na, cesarean ka na anak. Di mo na pwede ibalik.
Wala ka ng choice, di ba?
Yes. Minom ka na ng maraming antibiotics sa buong buhay mo. A lot of alcohol, ganyan. Stress. Wala ka na magawa. But the good news is, if we change our diet right now, may study yan ginawa nila. In actually 48 to 72 hours of eating whole vegetables can change your gut bacteria that fast.
Wow, 48 to 72 hours. That's really fast. Kasama
really
na ba doon
fast.
yung parang bacteria na nasa vegetable? Or
yes,
I'm sure may bacteria in vegetable.
meron siya. Okay, let's go to other options. Sabi mo, tinatanong mo kanina, you love Yakult, yogurt. Actually, I teach my patients how to ferment.
Okay.
Marami kami fina-ferment. Actually, I do my own ferments. I start with sauerkraut. If people know about kimchi, right?
Right, kimchi, yeah.
Kimchi. Pero mahirap kasi gawin yung kimchi. Medyo sophisticated. Madali pa rin, pero it's kinda too much for a person kung tuturuan mo siya.
Pwede yung sa bahay lang, no? Whatever you have at home, essentially.
Yes. Yung sauerkraut, it's basically cabbage. It's from, di ba, it's fermented food in Germany? Am I?
Right,
I think,
that's right. Parang European.
European, siya, di ba? Side dish, ganun. So, bibili ka lang ng cabbage. Here, it's 20 pesos. Ganyan kalaki, no?
Okay.
Bigger, the size of my head. I'm sure it's cheaper in Baguio.
Yes, of course. Everything is cheaper. But ngayon, pag paubos na yung vegetables, mamahal na ulit.
Yun nga So imagine, by making your own sauerkraut from this 20 peso cabbage, no? a teaspoon of that sauerkraut every day is worth 1 billion. Actually, 100 billions of good bacteria.
Wow. So,
Okay?
paano ba ginagawa yung sauerkraut? Like, what do you
Okay.
do?
Super dali lang. Actually, you chop the cabbage and then
Mm.
you mix a lot of not lot, but some salt. May computation yan eh. You need to add like 2% of salt sa total weight. So, I don't measure. I hate measuring, no. I just do it like ano lang, I tansya lang ganyan. So let's say a big cabbage, I don't know what's the weight, maybe a kilo of cabbage, and then 1 tablespoon of salt. So chop mo, add the tablespoon of salt, and then mash it. You use your hands, or you can use, I use wooden spoons, mga malalaki.
So, okay lang your hands. Medyo
Yeah.
makontaminate siya with some bacteria or something.
Of course, you wash your hands and,
Of course.
Naman,
So, ngayon, parang 10 times ako naghugas everyday ngayon.
ako nga, nagdo-dry na rin hands ko.
Oo nga, ako weird na yun. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, di ba, sinap mo na, you add salt, then you mash it, no? Para lumabas yung natural, juice.
Okay.
So, I do it with my wooden, parang spoons, no? Yung malalaking spoon ni mama dito. Pinapunch na yan. Tapos, it's like 10 minutes, not really hard work. It's enjoyable, actually. And then after that, you put it in a glass jar. Okay. You want to use a glass, not plastic. Again, this is very acidic. So you might, corrode the
plastic, right? Okay.
So what's happening there? Okay, first, the cabbage itself has its good and bad bacteria. Okay, the salt and the juice, okay, naka-dip kasi yung cabbage dun eh. Okay, naka-submerge siya dun sa juice na may salt. So it's like salted water, diba? The salt will prevent the bad bacteria to grow, allowing only the good ones to multiply. Okay. So kung maalat siya, walang tutubong bad dyan. Just be careful with molds. You want the cabbage to be submerged.
All right.
Okay. Kasi yung iba lumulutang. So pag lumulutang yun, you bring it down para lang hindi mahanginan. So that's one super easy and basic.
Yeah, and lahat ng tao may salt sa bahay, di ba? And cabbage, kahit saan.
Cabbage is kahit saan. You can use any color of cabbage. Actually, I do the yung red cabbage. Kasi,
red cabbage, right? Okay.
Kasi we tend to eat less of the purple and the blue color. Di ba? Kasi,
mostly green. Yeah,
mostly green, mostly yellow, orange. Di ba? So if you see a purple color, kahit ano pa yon, you get it.
Right.
Okay? So that's one. Okay. Another is sa bata. Kasi ayaw nila to. Ayaw nila yung lasa ng sauerkraut na maalat eh. Tapos maasim. Okay? So, mga kids, tinuturuan ko paano gumawa ng milk kefir.
Oh, kefir. Okay.
Sometimes they call it kefir. Sa US, they call it as kefir. Pero here, I call it kefir. Okay? So, we have two types of kefirs. Okay? I teach them how to make milk kefir and coconut water kefir.
Okay.
So those are easy to make. You just again get a bacteria from a capsule. If you can't buy, you can actually use pre-made kunyari kefir from another person. Kuha ka lang ng 1 teaspoon. You mix it in your milk.
Okay.
Let it ferment for 24 hours. Then the following day, you have a sour milk. Yun na yun.
So if you are not, that provides you with the bacteria you need, essentially.
Yes. The bacteria from the first kefir will grow in the milk, yung ginawa mong bago. Same with coconut. So yung coconut water, you just add the bacteria there. It will also grow in 24 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So a bit unusual, no? Parang we're actually using bacteria to prop up our immune system, which is parang for a lot of people parang bacteria, wag yan, di ba? Parang yun yung ano nila.
Iyan lang madalas nakukuha kong impression talaga. Kasi ang intindi kasi natin sa bacteria parang lang it's bad, no?
Right.
It's not good for the body. Actually, there are two types nga, the good and the bad. What we want is again diverse. Okay, not all people have the same bacteria. If you culture a stool, you won't see the same bacteria. And even in US now, they're also doing the fecal transplant.
Oh yeah,
Wherein,
nabasa ko yan.
nasa mo yan, oh.
Oh,
And
they
it's
get...
very, it's very promising. Let's say, if a healthy person donates a poop to a sick person,
Hindi yata papasa sa Pilipinas. O,
hindi siguro.
yung poop ko, ibibigay ko sa ibang
Pero
tao.
ako, I would do that kung talagang
Yeah,
alam
ako
ko.
din, di ba?
Oh,
Parang it's something that, especially you, no, you would know.
hindi mo naman kakainin yung poop eh. Of course,
Right,
they're
right.
gonna process it, whatever. So, yun ang yun ang advice ko sa nutrition.
Right.
We want to get colorful vegetables, and also, we want to grow good bacteria in our system. So, those bacteria will grow all over the body. Okay?
Sa Pampanga, meron silang parang buro, di ba? Yung tawag nila doon. That would be
Oo.
good bacteria also. Tama
Well,
ba?
that's also a source of bacteria. Pero ang problema, it's rice.
That's right. It's rice. Oh.
So sometimes, a little is okay. But what we do kasi, minsan, mga Kapampangan, no? We love to eat this buro with
Oh,
mustasa.
sarap, di ba?
So we eat like bunch of buro. So again, imagine if you're just taking a teaspoon or a tablespoon a day, that's already a lot of bacteria. Kasi if you are eating a lot of buro, you're also getting a lot of carbohydrate
Sugar.
from the rice.
Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah.
going back to rice, no, just as a segue here, parang Filipinos love rice. We're a rice eating nation. And for some people, parang okay na, rice, soy sauce, mabubuhay ka na. Does that help your immune system any, or is it just carbohydrates? It's basically just calories that you're putting into your body. Nabusog ka pero you don't have the proper nutrients.
Yes. Kung yung example mo na rice and soy sauce, wala. You gotta kill yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Diba? Pero kung okay, I'm not vilifying rice, no, or grains, no. Again, these are part of the macronutrients, no. It's a carbohydrate. Actually, it's a starch. So we use starch, we digest it and becomes glucose in the blood or sugar. Too much of glucose or sugar in the blood will always spike insulin. Okay, insulin is the one it's a hormone responsible for the absorption of sugar. Okay, parang kung too much sugar, too much insulin, your immune system will really fail. Okay,
so your body's inflamed automatically, parang ganun,
automatically.
It's already parang fighting off something, and if you get something else, parang it's another thing you have to deal with.
Oo. Ang hirap kasi maraming diabetics. 'Di ba? We hear from the news and wherever,
right,
ang tinatamaan ng coronavirus, mostly the ones who die are immunocompromised and they are hypertensive, they have diabetes, they are overweight.
Right.
They may not have diabetes but they have insulin problems. So we call it insulin resistance. So if you have insulin resistance, mostly, hindi lahat ng tao kasi diabetic agad eh. We have that gray area na yung insulin mo is not working properly. And most Filipinos who are overweight have that problem. So imagine if you get coronavirus, you are one of the population that have the chance of getting, worse symptoms.
Right.
Yun ang problema.
So like ngayon, like for instance, yung nakikita natin, yung mga ano tawag doon, mga relief goods na binibigay nila, madaming pansit canton and of course canned goods. Meron din of course yung mga LGUs who give vegetables. Like dito yung LGU namin sa Trinidad give out vegetables, which is a good thing, no? And pero dito kami Trinidad, so we naturally have a lot of vegetables. Hindi lahat ng LGU may ganon, no? So
may ganon, no? Naintindihan ko bakit yun din ang binibigay nila. Una, syempre ang hirap magbigay ng kunyari mass production of this perishable good.
Perishable
baka
siya.
Masira. Baka masira, 'di ba? So I think the government also doesn't have any choice kasi masasayang. Okay, pero yan, ang nakita kong relief goods dun sa NCR from my girlfriend, binigyan sila ng 3 cans
sardines.
of sardines.
Right.
Tapos parang 3 packs of instant noodles
Right.
and I think 2 kilos of
Of
bigas
rice. Uh-oh.
of rice. So if I'm going to assess that, it's actually not gonna really feed your body, and
Mm-mm.
you know
Pero
it's
laman
useless.
chan siya, di ba? Parang yun yung ano dyan.
Oo, mabubusog ang tao. Tapos ano din, busog lang. The
Right.
problem is, kung yun ang ibibigay lagi, no? Ang gusto ko nga mangyari dyan is, sana, no, yung education part. Kasi, ano naman, mura ang vegetables, kahit sa NCR naman. And again, you don't need to eat lots of vegetables on a
Right.
daily basis. At least some,
Kailangan
di ba?
mix lang, no? Parang
Oo,
variety lang.
variety.
Oo.
Oo.
Okay.
Ganun lang. Pero, syempre, we understand that most of the population in NCR are, they cannot afford even like a 20 peso cabbage.
Right. That's right.
Okay.
Oo, tama naman yun.
So,
Oo.
pwede na rin yung binibigay na relief goods. Pero, yun nga, I hope na we receive a better option. Pero I think,
Well, sa ngayon,
yun
wala
lang.
na tayong choice, no? So I
Walang
don't know if we
choice.
have
Walang
choices
choice.
now. So, siguro yung mga may kangkungan na malapit, pwede silang kumuha dun sa mga
Oh.
kangkong, di
Actually,
ba? Pwede yan.
I teach my patients din, to use yung mga talbos. Kasi,
Talbos, yeah, right.
mura eh. Tapos, actually, pwede nga magtanim ka lang.
Mm.
Tutubo na, di ba? So, it's
Pako,
very,
kamote, mga ganyan. No?
Yun, madaling itanim, yung mga yun. And madaling hanapin.
Okay. So, ngayon, no, since basically we know a lot of trail runners, you're a trail runner, I'm a trail runner, mountain biker, a lot of athletes, and parang sa ngayon nakikita ko kasi, I mean, on Facebook, on social media, everybody's working out. So, parang, is there like can you work out too much? I mean, basically, nobody's preparing for anything, no? Papalaki lang tayo lahat ng muscles and nagbabike tayo and our trainers and everything. So, what is a recommendation in terms of how much exercise can you get and how much is too much and what types, or what would you recommend?
For athletes kasi alam na yan ng athlete. They know their own bodies more than I do. Okay. Siguro in this time of like pandemic na ganito, and we don't know hanggang kailan mag-lurk around yung virus na yan, just listen to your body, not too much. Again, you know yourself better than I do. Personally, I don't train now. I just use my mga basic calisthenics. I don't even run. I don't do cardio kasi wala akong access sa labas. I have my own weights. So, I've been lifting weights before na mabibigat. Ngayon, hindi. I really reduced it. Tapos, I don't exert too much effort. Kasi I know, okay, this is a fact na pag ginamit, if we overtrain ourselves this time, we might be depleting our nutrients, the micronutrients.
Right.
Okay?
We'll be more susceptible, no?
Yes, we'll be more susceptible. Especially yung vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, the omega-3 fats. These nutrients will be depleted fast. Kasi if you're exerting too much, the body will use it talaga. It is being utilized. Okay. Ang isang tao na may COVID-19 or infected with coronavirus, they lose these nutrients very fast. So it's also the same if we overtrain. Okay?
Right.
It is being consumed by our gut, by our lungs, muscles, and halos lahat ng organs will need it. So you don't want to really deplete your body with those micronutrients. So my advice is just to really take care of yourself.
Parang just enough, no? Parang if you're sore the next day, ibig sabihin you did too much already.
Kasi
parang ganun yun. Kung kunwari, parang after your workout, wasak ka. Sobra na yun, di ba? Hindi ka makalakad and all that. Parang sobra-sobra na yun. Yeah.
Tapos nasisira yung yung sleep mo, ganun. You're exerting too much kasi the adrenal glands is our parang if you know the adrenal glands, it's on top of a kidney, our kidneys. Tapos doon lumalabas yung yung mga adrenaline
Right.
hormones, like if we hear the adrenaline or we call it epinephrine, doon lumalabas 'yon. So if we abuse our body, adrenaline comes out talaga and it will be consumed. If we have high adrenaline all the time, ang adrenals mo will tire up and it will really look for sources of vitamins.
So kakainin niya from your bones, from your muscles, lahat yan, ano?
Kukuha siya kung saan meron.
Kung saan meron.
Kung saan meron. The problem is, yun nga, if you're not eating properly na nga, we don't take enough vitamins, so saan natin kukunin to? We are one of the parang animals, mammals, that don't produce our own vitamin C. Kasi ang animals, meron ding hindi. Pero most animals produce their own vitamin C.
So we need to take it in, no? Through food
we need to take it in through food or supplements, ganun. Again, dun pumapasok yung kung you need more, you need supplements. But if you're eating properly, then perhaps you don't need a supplement.
Right. Ngayon kasi I'm seeing a lot of people, like there's people who, like just yesterday, I ran far in the US, did a whole ultramarathon around your house or on a treadmill. And there are a few people who actually ran for more than 200 kilometers. No? So that can be healthy in this time to be running that long.
Yes, if that's the case, well, you cannot force them to stop.
Okay? Oh yeah, of course naman. That's their choice.
Pero,
no?
That's their choice. Kung yun talaga yung nila. Pero naman siguro alam din nila capacity naman nila. Pero I will not recommend that. If these people will go to my office, of course I will tell them na yung professional advice na maybe they should reduce it kasi not at this time.
Right. And also
kahit na mag-IV yan.
I would think parang in terms of your food supply at home, di ba? Training so much, you need to eat a lot more. Parang ngayon, once a week ka lang pwede lumabas to buy food and there's actually less food available to buy. So it's a little counterproductive that you're training so hard and eating so much while there's like a food shortage that's about to happen. No?
Isa yon, no? And actually, isa pang problema dyan, if we go on a molecular level, if we train, we are actually increasing inflammation. Okay, so yung isa pang problem yun. Siyempre, yung soreness na nararamdaman mo, that's
inflammation. Yeah.
So if you have inflammation every day, your immune system will not function.
Compromised siya. Yeah.
Compromised pa rin siya. Mm-hmm. So kaya yun ang isa pang isa pang kailangan bantayan natin. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So how about parang you talked a little bit about stress and sunshine. So how does this work towards our immune system? No? As outdoor people, parang we're always outside, no? Ngayon lang siguro tayo we're stuck indoors a lot. But so how can you
Well, first yung sunshine, no? Kasi tayong mga trail runners, wala naman takot diyan. Definitely. Okay. So just make sure na we still get sunshine outside kasi depende rin again sa location kasi dito sa Pilipinas wala naman tayong problema pero maraming may problem sa NCR kasi they live in a condo, mga ganyan, they live in a small house, so medyo wala silang garden, so they don't really have access to sun except sa window nila, and that kind of sunlight is not really helping kasi you need to get it really na dumidikit sa balat.
Yung mainit, parang gano'n, mainit siya sa balat.
Yung rule nila dyan sa isang yung Reardon Clinic, kasi they're the one who does a lot of research about vitamin C, vitamin D. Ang rule nila sa sa vitamin D sunshine, na dapat yung height nung shadow mo is shorter than your height Gets mo?
Okay. So
So,
parang it should be from
pataas.
10 to 3 p.m. or something like that.
Parang ganon, no?
Oo.
That's the best time to get actually the
Okay. So
vitamin
that's
D.
parang counter what's normally what people recommend, di ba? Parang they recommend you get your sunlight before 10 a.m. kasi after that,
Hmm.
sunburn ka na.
Well, ako naman, tinitignan ko rin, no? Siyempre masakit din.
Mm-mm.
I sunbath every day, 8:30 to 9.
Okay.
Yan, or 9 to 9:30 pa rin. And I look at my shadow, mahaba siya.
Mahaba
Pero
siya. Oh.
mahaba siya kumpara sa height ko. Pero this is lang naman, a guideline. Pero I would still recommend yung mga tao talaga na ayaw maarawan or mangitim, just get sunlight na dumidikit sa balat. So you go wear sando or
And about how long? Mga 30 minutes?
30 minutes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They say nga, for 30 minutes, you just get around 1,000 IU or international units. Pero mababa yun eh. So, we need 2,000.
Okay. I read somewhere that sunlight, the ano ba yun? Parang blue light actually activates our T cells. Parang it makes the T cells more active. Hindi ko lang kung nabasa mo yun eh. But there was a study that said that.
Yeah, yung blue light kasi, yan eh. Yung sunlight, kumpleto spectrum niyan, no? So, may blue, may red, lahat. Nandun yung UV, nandun yung nandun yung infrared, far infrared, near infrared. Yung blue lights kasi, meron din ngayon indoors, which is the fluorescent or the LED white lights. So, that is actually disruptive. But if you get the blue light from nature, from the sun, yes, it can stimulate yung mga immune cells. T cell is one of the immune cells that we have. Okay. Basically, what you are increasing when you have vitamin D in the body is the natural killer cells. Okay, so siya? Parang it's an orchestra it's a military in your body na may T cells, B cells, natural killer cells, iba-iba eh. So parang yan, chain of command.
Okay. All right.
So if you have enough optimal levels of vitamin D in your blood, your immune system or these military cells are active.
Ito ba, I have to ask you, parang, can you have too strong an immune system? Pwede ba yun?
Too strong?
Oo, pwede ba yung parang masyadong malakas yung immune system mo?
Well, why not? Diba? We cannot really measure that, pero yes, it can happen. If you've heard of Wim Hof
Yung breathing technique, right?
Yeah, that's one way.
Cold water ba or something like that?
Yeah, cold water and the breathing technique plus the cold water training. He actually killed parang he battled this parang endotoxin na in-inject sa kanya. So hindi lang siya, marami sila. So ginawang study yun eh. So, we have lots of parang supernatural powers. Hindi lang si Wim Hof.
Yung question ko actually relates more to COVID-19. One of the body's reactions to the virus, it's called a cytokine storm. And parang, it's basically your immune system going supernova, di ba? Parang it's exploding in your body. Kaya parang, instead of it helping you, your immune system is killing you. Parang yun yung nangyayari, di ba?
Parang it's, let's say ganito yung nangyayari dyan. So pumasok yung virus sa lungs, tapos your immune system is now detecting it. Okay? Pag hindi sila well orchestrated, hindi sila nabigyan ng proper, alam mo na,
walang general na nagsasabi.
Walang general na nagsasabi na, dapat ganito natin atakihin yan. Kasi ganun ang body eh. Matalino yan eh. Ang nangyayari, if you are immunocompromised, you have diabetes again, you have other diseases, you have insulin problems, your immune system is not in order. So that's the problem. Kasi magre-react at magre-respond lang na magre-respond yung mga yon. And it's not actually killing the virus anymore. It's actually killing you, your cells. Kaya maraming nasisira ng lungs ngayon. Kasi doon yung a-attack nila eh. So parang
parang it's attacking both your cells and the virus. Kumbaga parang yun yung ginagawa niya. Okay.
Parang ganun. And they call that inflammasome. Okay? Yung buong picture, it's an inflammasome. Okay? So yun yung actually yun yung isang target ng functional medicine, the cytokine storm. Kasi walang medicine that will actually suppress cytokine storm except they are trying to use steroids.
Right.
Okay. Kasi
To
yung
depress
steroids
your
is,
immune system, di ba? Parang yung
it's
pag may allergy ka, you spray your nose
with steroids.
with
So,
steroids. Yeah.
parang ano niya yun, i-level down niya. Pero medyo may ano din may issues din. So, again, you don't know gaano kadami ang masusuppress na immunity. So, if you suppress the immune system too much, the virus will proliferate and replicate, di ba? So, medyo may downside. So, they're actually trying to look when is the best time to use a steroid. Pero yun nga, we have other natural anti-inflammatories. Doon pumapasok yung kanina, yung mga colorful vegetables. Each color has their own, parang characteristic. So, let me name a few. We don't need to remember this, but these are good to know. Kunyari, sa turmeric, we have that curcumin. Okay, that's an active compound in turmeric that is a potent anti-inflammatory.
Luyang dilaw to, no? Luyang dilaw.
Luyang dilaw. Thus we have in broccoli or the cruciferous vegetables. They are called cruciferous vegetables kasi mukha silang crown. Okay, right. Cabbage, diba? Bok choy, yung Chinese pechay, diba? Pag chinap mo yun, mukha rin siyang crown.
Broccoli, mga ganyan.
Cauliflower, diba? So asparagus, yung tip niya, yung kale. Marami pang iba. So, they are called cruciferous vegetables. And they have this chemical compound named as sulforaphane. And that's also an anti-inflammatory. Meron din yung sa mga balat ng onions. They call it quercetin. Okay? Ang quercetin ginagamit talaga ngayon. Medyo maganda yung feedback niya. Sinasabi na directly reducing the inflammasome.
So, pwede mong kainin yung sibuyas.
Yes, pwede mong kainin sibuyas. And then you cook it, of course. No? You mix it with your food. Okay. Tapos, green tea.
Green tea,
you've heard of the chemical, mahaba no? We call it short as EGCG. Pero the name is epigallocatechin galiate.
Okay.
It's a very long term.
Ang alam ko lang doon yung catechin, but everything else.
Yeah, it's a catechin. It's a catechin. So, ano din yun? It's a potent anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer, ganyan. So, it's not an anti-COVID chemical. Pero, if you eat a lot of these chemical compounds on a daily basis, you are actually invested. So
investing. So that's a term there. No? Parang you're investing in your body.
Yes, you're investing. And once you get the infection, whatever it is, no, kung coronavirus man yan or other viral infection, you have it already. So, hindi ka na magkakaroon ng complications. Right. You will not experience that.
Or at least lower yung chance na magka-complications ka.
Yes. Meron pa rin. Pero less likely talaga. You'll belong to that 80% of the population who will get mild symptoms of coronavirus. Kasi what we see sa news ngayon, sa media is
it's the
10
5%.
To 20%. 5% nga sabi. So, kaya medyo okay. From that number, no, I'll go to the other question you asked me kanina, stress. Kasi yung media is always
they're parang sa stress na
So, it's not helping the community. Okay?
That's right.
I understand why the government is trying to suppress media lately kasi they know no, that it's also disruptive for the country. So
everybody's stressed, everybody's afraid. Yung mother ko nga is, pretty stressed because of this, no. Kasi both my brothers are abroad, no. Si Iko's a nurse in Colorado. Si Jolo's in Japan now, so it's a little difficult for her to parang put this all together. And then of course everything you see in the news is bad news. You only see number of deaths, number of parang chaos on the streets and all of this. So parang it's not healthy, no? So obviously parang that's something that I guess we have to deal with then, because stress does lower your immune system.
And it's really hard to combat stress kasi okay, mostly people or doctor will just say it's all in your head. Pero actually it's not. It's in the blood. Okay? Which is we call it cortisol.
Mm-mm.
Okay? In cortisol elevations, yun yung stress it's a stress hormone. Sa Paleolithic time, normal magkaroon ng cortisol na yung burst lang. Kunyari, nabol ka ng saber-tooth
Right.
tiger.
Mm-mm.
And it's a short burst of stress. And that's actually normal. Pero if we are hearing negativity every day, this cortisol will be released on a constant, minimal, pero constant.
Constant, yeah.
And it's really disruptive. It's really one of the worst things that you don't want in your bloodstream. Kasi,
for sure, no?
We call cortisol nga the hormone, the king hormone. Once it's elevated, wala na. It's siya lang ang masusunod. Wala nang gagalaw na ibang hormone dyan. So that's a problem. So if cortisol is elevated, your immune system is obviously
compromised.
Cortisol also is released when we exercise too much. Okay.
Yes.
Stress is not just stress, mental stress. It's not emotional. It's not psychological.
Physical stress din.
Physical stress then. Okay. So yung mga nasa ICU na naka-confine, they are under stress. Okay. So imagine they have the infection. The body is trying to fight off the coronavirus. So it needs a lot of cortisol, and that level of cortisol is also weakening the immune system.
Right.
So yun yung problem. So what is my best recommendation for stress? Actually, okay. Siyempre, hindi mo naman mapigilan tao kung patayin mo na yung social media or
yeah,
just
of course, di ba? Parang mahirap yan eh. Lalo ngayon, parang it's on your phone, it's on everything.
Pero I do it. I actually do it kasi okay. Maybe I just have the advantage of knowing the virus more than anyone. Like
syempre.
Kasi I study it every day actually. I listen to a lot of podcasts, webinars na nire-release every night. Kasi I need to educate myself also. Then by learning about more of this virus, parang mas nawawala talaga yung fear ko na it's gonna be a problem. Yes, for now, pero not for long.
Information is important to lower stress levels. Would you say? Information is important to lower the stress levels. Good information, proper information. Hindi yung parang there's a lot of fake news going around. And a lot of parang, especially on Facebook, parang andali lang to push out all of this fake stuff. And I'm seeing parang, my cure dito, my cure dyan. There's actually a cure in the Philippines. Ano pa ba yun? Former professor ko actually dati sa Ateneo, si Dr. Delit is now pushing also, what is it? VCO. Of course,
yes,
all of these things. All of these things are parang it's popping up, giving people hope and stressing people out. So, so I think more information is important, diba? Parang the more informed you are, the less stressed you are in general.
Oo. Tas you need to also, validate your sources. Kasi if you're just getting it from another person, I tend to, again, look at things. No? Meron ako mga groups, Viber, sa Messenger,
Viber, di ba? Parang the titas of Viber. Titos and titas.
No? They're all sending this, parang news, bad or good.
Yeah. Wag kang pupunta sa grocery, all of these things. No?
Yes. So, wala namang doon. Wala namang mali doon. Again, it's maybe how you take it as a person, okay, and how you manage the information. Because again, you need to learn, or you need to inform yourself from a valid source. Okay, this webinar actually I really want to do kasi nga I want to share to people na if you take care of your body, there's no reason na matakot ka sa coronavirus. Actually, I think I might have it right now. Maybe I'm a carrier. That scares me more actually.
Yeah.
if I'm one of
Kasi
those
you're
people,
bringing it home, di ba? Basically.
I'm bringing it home, bringing it to my patients also. Might
Oo.
be kasi I still work a few hours a day just to check on people na hindi coronavirus related. Kasi
Mm-mm.
maraming hindi tinitignan sa emergency room na na-detect for grant na kawawa sila eh.
They still need treatment. They still need a doctor.
Yes, they need still a doctor. Pero wala eh. So, yun. So, I'm more scared of carrying the virus and transmitting it to other people. Pero, so far, wala naman ako nakikitang nai-infect. Because I'm with my mom and my patients and my staff. Wala naman. So, I take care of them also naman. So, yung stress, one best approach, no, is through meditation. I really love meditation, no.
Okay.
Kasi ang inisip natin when we meditate, it's about parang going to a silent place and doing the Buddha
Right.
prayers or what. No?
Om Mani
Oo,
Padme Hum.
ganun. It's not about that. It's about breathing, no. Okay, I want to share lang when we meditate, we clear our minds. Okay? It's actually pag nagme-meditate ang tao, wala siyang iniisip. Ang iniisip lang niya is yung pasok at labas ng hangin sa lungs. That's it. Okay? We see it as like parang sometimes thoughts come out. It's like a passing cloud. Okay? So mawawala yung mind mo eh. Maaalis sa breathing. Kasi ang focus mo nasa inhale, exhale. And then later on may maiisip ka anong kakainin ko mamaya, about the negative news, anong lulutuin ko, yung mga ganon. You have to, again, refocus your mind sa breathing. Kunyari, naisip mo yung mga yon, you just go back. Okay, go back to the breathing. Yung mind mo should be synchronized with your inhale and exhale. That's it.
That's very simple, no? Parang just breathing, no? Focus on your breathing.
Very simple. Pero madalas you'll fall out of breathing kasi yung mind is very malaro siya eh. So kung wala kang iniisip, it will always think of like the past or the future. So what you want is to be present in the moment, to be present in breathing. Okay, they're saying 20-second breathing lang is okay.
20 seconds. Okay.
So that's like 4 to 5 deep breaths.
Okay.
Actually, baka nga 3 lang.
So that's enough. Sa bagay, parang when you try it, you can actually lower your blood pressure, no? Just by like deep breaths. So, mabilis siya.
And it's really proven, no? I mean, there are lots of parang papers na talagang na lower down niya. Hindi lang 'yon. The DNA is actually parang being protected. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yun. So, yun ang isa kong masasuggest sa mga tao na stress ngayon. Just practice a 20-second deep breathing.
Okay.
After, maybe you can add more and add more. I do it like 5 minutes every day.
Okay. So, one last thing before anything. You also mentioned sleep. No, this is something that's important. I know a lot of people are losing sleep waiting on social media for the president's late night talk show. But maybe you can discuss how sleep is actually important for us.
Okay. Of course. Okay. Actually, yung sleep is the restorative part of the day. Kasi we enter this 2-3 cycles or 4. Okay. We have the light sleep, the deep sleep. We have the REM sleep. Okay? And there are other. Pero yung pinaka-importante dyan, yung deep. Okay? That's when the body heals. If a person sleeps like around 7 to 9 hours, you'll enter and exit these cycles. Like parang,
all of these cycles,
All of these cycles. So, in my sleep tracking devices, like my Garmin, I can track like about 45 to 50 minutes of deep sleep. And that is
ganun
actually
lang. For a whole 8 hours, it's just 45 to 50 minutes of deep sleep.
For me. Pero there are other people having like 3 to 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So parang sabi ko, wow, how can I be in that state? Kasi mas marami akong REM than the deep. Okay, so if you enter deep sleep, it's a restorative process for the body.
Mhm.
If you're entering REM or the rapid eye movement, it's actually good for memories.
Mm.
Okay? So that's when you dream. Okay? Yun yung mga part na parang nakita mo yung tao nagti-twitch bigla habang tulog.
Right. Okay.
Okay? Yun yung REM. Yung deep sleep, they're not moving at all. Tas sobrang bagal ng heartbeat, sobrang bagal ng breathing. And that's when the body is actually healing. So if you have the infection and you are, kunyari, nagkaroon ka ng, infection. Tapos you slept like, pumasok ka sa deep sleep ng mga 2 hours. That can actually reverse or, parang kill the virus. Okay? Pero the problem is, if we are not sleeping properly, we cannot enter that deep sleep talaga. So we need to sleep 7 to 9 hours. Ideally, dapat 10 o'clock to 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. That's the ideal time. Pero people, I don't mind if they sleep more, kunyari, 12 midnight onwards.
Oo.
Okay? Basta kumpleto yung sleep
Basta 8
nila.
hours, parang ganun. 7
Basta
to 8
8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you recommend? Kasi parang I read somewhere that like your phone, no, it has blue light and it interferes with your sleep. Everybody has their phone parang katabi ng kama and all of that. So parang bago ka matulog, tinitignan mo yung cellphone mo. You know, you're looking at the cellphone. And then, parang, so what would you recommend to help people get to sleep, basically?
Okay. So, ano yan eh? We need to manipulate lighting in the house. Okay? Kasi yung iba, kahit na, kunyari, nakahiga na, madilim na, parang hindi pa rin sila makatulog. Kasi gising yung brain. So, going back to the blue light, no, that you mentioned earlier, which is present in all these gadgets, yung LED, LCD, cell phone, tablets, laptops, TV, televisions, even our fluorescent lights, LED lights, yung mga white,
right.
yung mga white, ang tawag nila dyan, blue light, diba?
Blue light, right.
It's disrupting the brain. It actually stops the brain from producing melatonin. Okay, melatonin is the hormone that makes us sleep. Okay, so actually, ang melatonin is now being recalled for for COVID-19, and I was surprised na if you are looking at statistics, mga bata hindi tinatamaan ng COVID, di ba? Yung mga children, mga
That's right.
Kasi,
right.
Diba?
Mild symptoms lang at the most.
Pero ang mga elders parang mas namamatay, di ba? So, may chart 'yan. Yung yung melatonin is highest during our childhood up to some certain age sa young adulthood. It begins to plummet by yung 30, 40, 50, 60. Sobrang flat siya pagdating ng mga 70, 80 ganun. 70 years old to 80 years old. So elders are more prone talaga to having the infection and having complications.
Lack of sleep pa, di ba? So
imagine,
is there a natural way to increase melatonin?
Okay. So the natural way to increase it sa phone natin is we need to activate those yung mga filters.
Okay, yung warm light.
Yung
Mine automatically changes after 7 p.m.
Yeah, most of the nagiging parang sinusundan, either you can set it on your own or it can be set by yung sunrise sunset. Okay. So like right now my laptop is, I have this Flux F.lux. So ganun din, it is scheduled upon the sunrise and sunset. Okay. So that's one way in my tablet, in my phone, and actually I want to show you in my room. So I have this red light bulb there. Okay, and that is actually my night. That is my light before I go to bed.
So red light.
The red light is the opposite of the blue light in the spectrum, diba?
Okay.
It's a rainbow, diba? With Roy Jabib, like the
That's right.
blue
tama,
is
no?
the other side, diba? So it balances yung pumapasok na spectrum sa brain. So
Okay.
at night you want to also like follow this parang lighting rule sa house indoor. So sa umaga it's okay to use the white lights kasi it's imitating daylight. Pero sa gabi if you're still using those white fluorescent lights or the LED lights in your again LCDs, tablets, laptops, etc. your brain will be will be stimulated na akala niya
daylight, kala niya umaga, ganyan.
Akala niya daylight.
Okay.
So ang rule ko is for people na pwede you can try this. You get the sunrise, or the sunlight from daytime like morning, and then you also get it from the afternoon yung takip silim.
Okay.
Makikita mo the change in the sky, di ba? Yung color. If you have access. I think we have access naman to sky.
Yeah. I call that the virgin point. It's the in between the sunrise and the darkness or parang ganun.
Exactly. So yun yung pag nakita yun ng eyes mo, the brain will actually detect it as it's nighttime. So the melatonin will naturally go out.
Siya. Okay.
Magti-trigger siya. Pero yun nga, problema natin ngayon, maraming may LED ngayon sa bahay, white pa. So what we do in our house, pag gabi na, we use the yellow lights. And in my room, I use the red light, that one.
So yellow lights, like I think here, our house, this is yellow light, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. The warm white.
Parang warm white. Yeah, that's warm white.
So that's actually one way to make you sleep.
Okay.
Kasi yun yung problem talaga. You can also take supplements like melatonin. It's not bad actually.
Right.
I take it kasi it's also one of the recommendations by our institution dun sa functional medicine.
How about sleeping pills? Is it something that you would recommend? Or?
Okay, most of the sleeping pills that are prescribed by doctors are mga narcotics.
Narcotics, okay.
Kailangan ng yellow prescription for that. So, meron iba yung mga anti-allergy pills, pero hindi pa rin eh. Again, the brain will be cranky even after tomorrow.
Okay.
Ang tagal ng clearance. So, pero kung may sleeping problem talaga yung patient, siguro sa umpisa, I would recommend it. Pero if those things that I said did not work.
Okay. So I think parang to sum it all up, it's really about lifestyle, no? Parang it's a whole lifestyle change because essentially like for the virus, it's eating better, sleeping well, doing just the right amount of exercise, not being so stressed and essentially getting some sunlight, which parang for a lot of people now, most people think of give me the drugs, diba? But it's a whole lifestyle change that you need to do. And I think maybe now we have 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks of quarantine left until the end of the month. So I think maybe it's time a lot of the people can actually use it as time to reset themselves, reset their diets, reset their sleep patterns, which have been disrupted by work or whatever. Exercise just enough. You can also start exercising. I know a lot of people have started exercising. People I know, like my mother, who never exercises, is now exercising. Di ba? Parang lumalabas sila, nagpapa-araw, nag-exercise. So, it's really parang changing all of that and changing a whole lifestyle, eating properly, eating whole foods. If you think about it, it's not expensive to do all of these things. You can punta ka sa palengke, di ba? Bili ka ng gulay, makulay na gulay. Yung parang, yung kanta, Bahay Kubo. Nandun lahat ng
Bahay Kubo.
Bahay Kubo, yung mga gulay na nandun. Eating bacteria-rich, ano ba tawag doon?
Fermented
food.
Foods.
Fermented food. Madami tayong fermented food sa Philippines, so that's something that we can do. Stress reduction, so wag kayo magpapastress sa mga asawa, anak, and all of these things. Hindi ko lang. I have a dog, so is my dog there?
Yes, hello Pacha.
Parang stress reliever eh. Si
Yeah, di
Patcha.
totoo yan. Totoo
So,
yan.
I mean, ikaw,
Dogs
may
are
aso ka
really
din,
good.
di ba? Parang
Mhm.
having a dog does help reduce stress. I think
It does.
Candy was telling me nga na sa New York, naubos daw lahat ng mga aso. Ngayon na
Ah?
they're in quarantine, parang naubos lahat ng mga dogs that are in shelters and everything kasi everybody wanted a dog while they're in quarantine.
Oh, that's
So,
actually good news.
yeah, kasi now it's the best time to have a dog. You'll be with the dog 24 hours a day. You can train it as much as you want. You can take care of
Yes.
it, hug it every night and everything.
That's true.
So parang it's a good time to have a dog, to start having a dog. And well, you know, Pacha's been si Pacha sinasama ko actually siya sa mga meeting ko with politicians.
Yeah.
As a stress reliever for me, and also to
Oh,
break
no?
to break
Yeah, the
the
tension.
tension.
Oh, kasi they
And I
will
have
look at
to,
Pacha.
yeah, di ba? Parang I'm dealing with, kuminsan I had some meetings with the mayors and dala ko si Pacha. And, you
That's
know,
actually a good
I'm
strategy.
that, I'm that weird guy who always comes with a dog. But Pacha's actually
That's
more
really
for me to release the stress after all of these meetings. But yeah, it's like, parang for me, a lot of what you said, no? It's all about getting, changing your lifestyle. If you don't do this already, to start doing it. We have 3 weeks. Sabi mo nga, you can change your gut bacteria in 48
2 to 3 days.
hours.
Yeah, 48 hours. And yun nga, again, we should be also thinking na this is not the only virus that
That's right. That's
we
right.
may encounter in this world. Okay? Dikit-dikit na yan. May it be a climate change issue, or is it a biological warfare? We don't know. Again, we just have to be always invested in our bodies. Kasi wala kang ibang asahan kung hindi sarili mo. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
You don't take we should not take it for granted. Everyone before this quarantine, we thought that we have another day.
Na unlimited time. No? Parang
We have unlimited time in this world. And we saw naman na, yeah, daming namatay. And then they also didn't know na it's their last, di ba? In
Right.
this world. So, yun yung gusto ko sanang iparating din sa mga tao, na we should be more careful and be more responsible for our own health. We have doctors. Again, we can help, use medicine, use this advice, you know. Pero you try to educate yourself more. Pero actually, if you're going to look at it, it's very simple. You just do the basic things in life, no? Yun nga, kain ka ng tama, you eat what's in nature, you exercise just the right amount of exercise, movement, sleep. Should be sleeping, right?
That's right.
Anyone
No?
could be
Medyo late
sleeping.
na tayo ngayon.
Yeah, well, it's still I sleep at 11.
Okay. Ako mga 10 o'clock, I'm in bed. So,
You're about to sleep na.
yeah, I'm about to sleep.
Yeah. So, yun. So, and also stress. Kasi, marami ngayon na siguro natutuwa na nasa bahay na lang. Kasi, work from home is, should be also considered. No?
That's right. Tama
After
naman.
this quarantine. Kasi, yung stress pa lang ng travel, yung commute, lalo na sa NCR.
Right. I think ngayon natuto na yung mga tao na pwede pala. Pwede pa lang magawa na you can work from home.
So everyone and everything is resetting during this time, even the planet. So I'm really actually I'm happy that we are all home.
Yeah, it's a different thing, no? Parang for the
different
first
thing.
time, the whole world is at home. So
yes, so and imagine yun nga, naaalagaan natin sarili natin, family natin, mga aso natin,
right,
garden natin, and then the planet is actually healing also. So
yeah,
while the planet
ngayon, malinis ang hangin.
malinis, sobrang linis ng hangin din even in NCR, kasi I still get to enter NCR.
Okay.
Because of being an essential worker. I get my supplies, medicine. So it's only available in Makati. So that's the reason.
Okay.
So when I go to EDSA, ganyan, wow, it's
Linis.
clean.
Yeah.
It's clean. And I'm really happy
Well,
about that.
sana we
Pero,
can sustain it, no? After this is all
yeah,
over.
eh.
Hindi tayo babalik na lang doon sa dati na parang, oh, tapos
Actually,
na. Let's go back
that
to...
scares me. That actually scares
Yeah.
me. Kasi, let's say, yung Manila Bay, if that's true, no, na nag-clear up yung water, and it can be polluted again after.
Yeah. Well, but Manila Bay, I was talking to a lot of my marine
Friends?
science friends, and it's
Oh,
not
what's that?
actually clear. It might actually be algal
Algae.
bloom. So
Sabi
hindi
ko
siya
na.
safe.
Okay, so it's
Oo.
like
Parang red
it's like
tide. Kumbaga parang
red
gano'n. It could be
tide.
red tide, yeah. So
Well, yun. Pero yun nga, so we hope na we can sustain it, and yun nga, more of the government be aware na it's climate change is really
yeah. I mean, that's the next big problem for us. No, worldwide again, it's climate change. So that's something that's coming soon.
sana again, we don't take it for granted kasi this is another parang big lesson for all of us.
Yeah, this is like a lesson and a reset for the whole world that
For the whole world.
we don't need to consume so much. We don't need to grow our businesses. Parang unlimited growth is not necessary. Just enough for everyone to survive, and that's parang
really realization ko rin.
yeah, diba? Parang nobody needs to
need.
be a multi-billionaire. You just need enough that you can survive, and you have a decent life, and parang siguro you can travel once in a while and all of these things, but parang not too much, diba? Parang there needs to be a balance, and also our population, no? The more people there are in the world, there's that's something, but yeah, thank you very much for this, no? This
thank you
I think,
then for the opportunity.
yeah,
Kasi
thank you.
I'm really like, I really want to share and go out to spread the advocacies.
Yeah, kasi for me, I've been following, we're cousins, so
Yeah.
I've been seeing all of your posts about food and all of like what you eat. You've had quite a dramatic change from when we were younger, no? So medyo chubby ka dati, and ngayon you're so fit. You're fitter than I am, I think.
No.
You eat a lot of vegetables, and every day I follow you on Instagram. So follow Doc Bok on Instagram. What's your Doc Bok, right?
It's Doc period then Bok. That's it.
So Doc Bok.
I'm actually sharing a lot of info doon. It's really what I'm learning from functional medicine. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, you said yourself you're reading a lot of these journals every night, a lot of the information about COVID-19 and a lot of the things that people can do now themselves to protect themselves from the virus. And he's well, you're the expert one of the experts here in the Philippines, no, for functional medicine.
Marami
na rin. Okay.
And mostly young people.
Yeah. People who want to do something different, no? Different from what's.
And mostly may sarili din silang parang story behind why they shifted to functional medicine. Mostly mga like I cannot cure my own illness with medicine, so I'm curious what's the problem. So that led me to study more.
Right.
Yun lang. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this, no.
Yes.
Yeah, so keep healthy. Hello kina tita.
Yes. I'll show them the video to my
sige.
Kasi sinabi ko and I'll have another webinar pa sa isa pang friend ko din.
Okay. Sige. Yeah. Salamat, Bok. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, take care. Good night. Yep.